Structural Design Package Video 3. In this video we will learn how to model a roof system for a residential home. In our previous video we added the attic floor level to our 3D design, and now we will add our roof system on top of the walls. Before we begin adding our roof system, we need to make one edit onto our ceiling to incorporate the ceiling for the porch area, which is located here. To do this, we will click on the top view of our 3D view. So we will make our 3D view a flat 2D view. And it's easy to do this. We will just select the existing floor system, which is the 4-inch roof truss system, and we will edit the boundary, and we will move this line down by clicking and selecting and holding the mouse and then aligning it with the edge of the slab, and then let go of the mouse. There's also another way to do this. We bring it back to the front. We can click on the Align tool, and the Align tool is a good tool because it allows you to move things exactly to a point. So for example, we want to move our line here down into the top of the edge of the slab. So our directions at the bottom say select line or point reference. So we want our line to move here. So we're going to select where we want our line to go first. And then our second selection will be the entity. So we will select the pink line. And once I select the pink line, it automatically moves down to the edge of the slab. So this is a more precise way to move things around in Revit. Clicking and dragging will move things around as well. However, it may not be exactly precise. We'll click the green check, and it says we can't keep the wall and floor joined. That's okay. That's because we have a cross here. We will unjoin the elements. Not a problem. All right, so now we will click back on our 3D box, and let's take a look at what we have. So our attic floor extends outside the house, which is fine because we're going to put a roof right on top. So our first thing to do will be to go on to the first floor view. Excuse me, we'll go to the second floor view. So we'll click second floor plan, floor plans, second floor, and we'll zoom in tight. And we will note that we can see the floor plan. If we change our view to shaded, we will see the actual ceiling, and we will turn on fine detail as we did before for the first floor plan. Okay, we're going to add two different roofs to our house. We're going to check out the elevation views that were exported before, which you will not have this, but we will just view this as a note. This is the south elevation view. You'll see we have a gable roof here coming off of the front portion of the house that extends forward. And then we have a gable roof again on the back side. Two different sides of the gable, which is why they look different. A hip roof would have a 4-sided slope. A gable roof has a 2-sided slope. So here's what that means. We'll go back to our second floor view of our 3D model. And we're going to add a gable roof. So we're going to click on the roof button, and it's just like the floor. When we drew the floor, we have our options on the properties window. We'll click on roof rafter 8-inch thick. We're at the second floor. We have a 0 offset, so we're good to go. Now for the roof system, whatever defines the slope is where the sloping portion of the roof will be. So if we select defines slope here, and we select defines slope here on this wall, then these two slopes will meet in the middle because they're both sloping. And that's what we want to see because we have that on our elevation view. We have a slope that direction and a slope that direction. But we must have a continuous boundary around the roof. So to do this, we will click on the Define Slope button and deselect so that this front view is not sloped. We could turn that on, but we won't because we do not want four-sided slopes. We only want two-sided slopes. All right, moving forward. Also note that we have an overhang here, so the roof extends outside the wall, but we had our Pick Walls button selected, and I just selected out of habit, and it immediately offset 1 foot outside the building. That is exactly correct. So our overhang will be 1 foot. That is the default. Our last line, we must have a continuous boundary. I'm going to draw in a line, and here's why. Our roof footprint, our roof for this gable does not extend all the way back. It actually stops in the front. So we're just going to pick an arbitrary spot. It does not matter right now. I'm going to click this line. No defined slope because we do not want a slope. I'm going to draw the line across, and then I'm going to use my trim tool, and I'm going to trim these lines together. So click 1, click 2, and it makes that 90-degree curve. Click 1, click 2, 90-degree curve. I have 2 slopes, 1 and 2. I have 2 non-slope sides, 1 and 2. All right, we're going to change the pitch. The pitch on the plan says 612. We're going to go with that. We're going to click Apply, and we are going to click the green check. Also, one note, make sure that your wall here is moved past the porch. That will come into play. Now that I'm thinking about the actual design part, we're going to keep that line way down here. So go ahead and move it down. If it's way up here, just move it down and make sure you have 4 sides connected. We'll click the green check, and boom, there's our roof. 3D view, there it is. All right, we have a gable roof, slope 1, slope 2. Before we move on, I'm going to attach my wall from the first floor and have it go all the way up to the roof because the roof needs to support, the wall will need to have support up to the roof itself. So we're going to click on the wall, click Attach, and click on the roof. And that makes the siding go all the way to the top. All right, we'll go back to the second floor view again, and we will add our next gable roof, which is all the way from the porch all the way across to the back of the house at a 612 slope. So same procedure again. We will click on the roof button on the architecture tab. We will click on second floor, make sure the offset is at 0, the overhang is set at 1 foot. We want to define the slope of the back wall and this front porch line. So we selected the wall for the back, perfect. So I will click on the line tool, the draw line tool, and I will click Define Slope. That will be on. I will turn the offset to 1 foot, 0 inches so that it offsets off of the porch. And I will draw the line across. Now the line defaulted into the structure. Very simple to switch this. We'll click on the space bar and it will mirror itself away from the house. And I'm going to run this line all the way across. Next, we will create the unsloped sides of the roof. We will deselect the Define Slope button. We will return our mouse to the ribbon where we will click the Pick Walls button, and we will click the left and right sides of the house and trim those walls together, or those lines together, excuse me. All right, we have our Define Slope set. Our pitch is going to be 612. We can change it here once. Click Apply and green check. And we have a roof. We go to 3D mode and our roof is displayed on the screen. We will need to join our roofs together now, so we will do that by clicking on the Modify tab. And in the Geometry section, there is a Join Unjoin Roof button. At the bottom of the screen, once you select the Join Roof button, you'll see Select an edge at the end of the roof which you wish to join. So we want to join this edge to this face. So we will click this edge first, and then it says select the face on another roof or wall which you wish the first roof to be joined. So we want this roof to be joined to this face. So we'll click that, and we have a joined roof, our original gable roof and our second gable roof. Now notice we have an issue here where the overhang, the height of the roof is different for the 612 on the front end and the 612 on the back end. That's because the actual distance of the span of the roof, they are different. So to fix this issue, we will go to the right hand side of the house. We can do this in the east elevation, or we can do this in the 3D mode as long as we have clicked the 2D button on 3D mode. And to fix this issue, we will move our roof down. We will click on the larger roof, and we will move this roof down to match the height. So we can do this by clicking on the Move button in the Modify section of the ribbon. We'll click the Move command, and we will click the top of this roof system, and we will move it down to the top of the adjacent roof system. Now you'll see that since the pitches are the same, everything lines up correctly, and our trusses come down a little bit here, but we can fix that whenever they order the trusses or create the trusses. They can factor this in their design. Okay, we're going to join the roof now to the wall. So we're going to click on the wall, attach top base, and click on the roof, and we will get an error message because our entire wall cannot be joined. We must customize the profile of the wall. So we're going to click on the wall, click Edit Profile. We will click the Pick Lines button. We'll pick the bottom of the walls, or of the roof system. We will trim these lines together. And we'll go click here, there's one join. And then we will click here and click here for the second join. We will click the green check, and we have a completed profile for this wall. We will click on the intersecting wall, attach, and we will attach that wall there so we do not have that space. This wall looks clean. We can go to the other side. Front view, let's double check. This roof is fine. These walls are fine. We'll go to the left side. Check these as well. All right, we'll need to do the same thing again. We will join. Actually, let's look at this. This is a different scenario. We're going to actually join. We're going to create a wall in this area here. So we'll do that in the next video. So check back for the next video, and we will talk about how to add a wall above inside the attic framing for your house.